Conquest is going crazy. Mark trying to make sure Eve not dead, over here crying his eyes out. And pause, let's just take a second out of this, man. This nigga Steven Ewan voice acting his ass off. Might fear this nigga more and more. And then he drops probably the hardest line a villain could ever say. This nigga says, I am a victim of my own success. And then he's like, Conquest, I don't even get a real name. Everything about this nigga is aura from the mud.
Suffering from success. What's up, guys? I hope everyone's doing well. Last episode of Invincible came out last week, and I thought we'll just have to finish up this series with watching another video by our usual comrade here, Coolino. And the episode we have today is King Von Quests had Invincible going through hell. King Von Quest. But yeah, should be an interesting video. Let's get straight to it.
This. We finally got it, and I'm not gonna lie, Invincible versus Conquest was some immaculate hands getting thrown. So let's just get right to it. We start off with how episode 7 ended, with Invincible and Conquest dashing at each other. They clashing. God damn, they make this big ass shockwave. We zoom into the two, and they're in a test of strength, but Conquest just hit Mark with this mean ass headbutt, yoked his ass up and slammed him right on the ground. And then this evil ass dude Conquest gets up and tells Mark, he's like, hey man, right now, if it was another Viltrumite, they would have been telling you about how the Viltrum Empire could be doing so many good, wondrous things for your planet. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not gonna tell you that shit. I want you to resist. This old head a demon. Then Conquest tried to grab Mark on the shoulder, but Marcus just turned around, clocked him one good time in the jaw. Conquest ate that bitch like, okay, you might be a little nice. So Mark tackles bro through about 11 buildings. He is not letting go of this nigga until they landed their final building. Conquest gets up first, grabs Mark out the rubble by his arm, starts choking his ass out, screaming in his ear, saying, yeah, nah, I ain't gonna let you die yet, nigga. You gonna have to fight me with some more. I couldn't imagine fighting a nigga at my angriest and I'm getting coached by that nigga I'm mad at. Put me down. But Mark breaks free of the choke. This combobulates his ass and then knees this nigga away. Conquest recovers like, yes, very good. And Mark's like, nah, nigga, that was just a warm-up. Hits bro with this 3-piece combo. Double fist punch this nigga upwards, grab him by the leg just to pull him closer to knee him in the sternum to fly this nigga into the stratosphere. He backed off just to get more speed and hit Conquest with this mean-ass uppercut, sending him to outer space. Mark pulls up on Conquest at outer space. Post up
this next move.
Conquest over there, blood all over his face, cheesing, grinning from ear to ear. Yeah, these the type of niggas you don't ever want to run into. Matter of fact, these the type of niggas you don't ever want to see in your life, because if you run into that nigga, there's just nothing you can do about it, bro. That nigga's in your life until you don't got a life no more. And then this freaked out ass old head blows a blood bubble and morphs that bitch into a heart. Look at Mark's face. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I'd want to stop fighting, bro. I just give earth to that nigga, cause bro, what are you talking about, gang? What you do that for, huh?
I mean,
this nigga did not do this shit in the comics. This is some new shit, bro. Conquest then tackles Mark back to earth. He's over here choking this nigga out, or they're plummeting to earth, and Mark's just punching the piss out of dog. He gets Conquest off of him with this knee to his sternum. And then Mark's like, are you sure this is gonna go your way? Just talking crazy shit to Conquest, and Conquest is like, damn straight. And
one thing I do want to add here is that I love when animators have some flexibility to add their own like personal flair, personal touch to like animations. You get so much joy, so much extra scenes, what really give more life and personality. Because at the end of the day, when you're doing an adaptation, it's a case that you have some freedom to add the transitionary scenes, because obviously when you're reading, it's still animations, it's still images. You almost have to like piece together the in-betweens for yourself. So I love when animators go above and beyond, because even in such a subtle animation changes or added detail, you get so much more personality of the characters just based on their mannerisms, their thoughts and philosophies, all in a few extra scenes. So W animators, because even then I hear there's like only 10 animators who worked in the entire season. I don't know how many would be the average or the norm, but if you just double the number of animators, or even give them 5 more, just imagine the wonders they could have done with this show. But we can only dream. Amazon being too stingy with the staff and wages.
Conquest gets his first punch off on Invincible whole fight, and God damn. He punched brother one time, and them eye goggles is done for. Sent that nigga straight to the ground. And they be over here watching her son get plastered on the big screen. Oh, nah, this is crazy. Oliver goes to help his brother, and Debbie tells bro to be careful. That boy Marcus is laid out. He turns around him.
This black beard.
That boy Conquest gave Mark a coochie on his eye. Brother man over here coughing up blood, realizing he cannot hang with the big boys. Mark starts to see the ground shaking right as he looks up, and Conquest was flying down top speed at this nigga. Absolutely cooked his ass. And the whole city too. I mean, god damn. Oliver's over here flying as fast as he can to help his brother out.
Hands on the table, no idea.
Mark's ass so fast that Oliver cannot catch up. Conquest over here skipping this nigga Marcus through buildings. It's looking quite rough for my nigga Mark. Conquest comes flying at Mark at top speed, and oh nah, they didn't have to animate this panel and do it so well, mind you, because Mark was talking so much shit that he was finna beat Conquest's ass, that he was gonna punch him as hard as he can, just for this nigga Invincible to be like, hold on, wait a second, when this nigga Conquest up pole, I can't even be mad at bro. Conquest is a different beast. Mark told Conquest to stop, and brother man stopped. He listened at least. He's over here trying to reason with Conquest. Conquest like,
bro just wants to pep him up to
slams his ass on the ground. Conquest is like, nigga, you think I'm gonna let you give up? I'm having a blast. As he starts petting this nigga Mark. If there was ever a time to lock in, it would have been right there. But Conquest is like, you need the right motivation. Starts looking at the humans. But Oliver pulls up and clocks Conquest right in the mouth before he could do anything. Oliver over here talking shit too. He said, big ass beatdown coming up. Pulled up on Conquest.
To be fair,
nah. That boy Conquest studied in the school of Bertie Mac because that nigga said, fuck them kids. Smacked the piss out of Oliver. Made this nigga's body bounce on the ground. And look, bro, impact frame for beating up a child is crazy. Grabs little bro by the leg and asks for his name. He doesn't like to kill without knowing who he's killing. But Mark kicks that nigga right in the mouth. He said, you not finna do nothing to my little brother, nigga. Mark tells Oliver to get out of here, and Conquest did this little slow jog to speed up at these niggas just to aura farm. I know you're fast. You didn't have to start off slow, gang. But Mark threw Oliver out the way and took a tackle right to the side. As he's just palming this nigga Mark by the head, just dragging him through building after building, talking crazy, calling bro an idiot, berating him, starts dragging this nigga on the ground, throws him at a car. Like, where is your Viltra, my heart? Until I see you beat him from your chest, I don't think you got one, little nigga. Goes for this punch, but Marcus dodged out the way. He's over here asking Mark to show him his rage, and he eats a mean-ass headbutt to the mouth. Over here, dropped his ass down to one knee, and Conquest is like, you're almost there, little nigga. Almost. But Mark sees Conquest on one knee, and he's like, oh yeah, free eats. Starts going to town on this old-ass nigga. Conquest started grabbing the ground. He was finna do something, but Mark said, I'm not finna let you pop that off. Grabbed this nigga by the shirt and just started waylaying on this nigga. I mean, pounding this nigga's face with his fist. Mark started to slow down. He tried to throw this last punch, but Conquest caught that shit, and it's like, hey, little nigga, if this is all you got, it's not gonna end well for you. As we see Cecil bitch ass done took some of the dead Invincible bodies and is trying to repurpose them for reanimate. As we go to baby girl Adam Eve, she wakes up and she sees her nigga getting plastered on live television. She's like, oh yeah, nah, can't let that slide. Still injured, still got a broken ass leg, suits up and is ready to throw down for her nigga. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Find you a significant other like Eve. Shorty a ride or die until she dies. Mark pulled up on Conquest, tried to hit him with this punch. He got his fist caught. Then Conquest cocked his arm all the way back with Mark still in hand just to slam him into this building. Dragging him through the building now. He's talking crazy mess to Mark. Telling him, if this is all you got, I don't know why they sent me. Fighting you has been fun. Just too easy though. He takes his ass to another building just to dip out the side and slam him on the ground. This nigga Conquest is doing whatever he wants to Mark right now. Conquest picks his ass back up, palm strikes his ass away, follows this nigga's body that's getting skipped across the ground just to stomp on this nigga's chest and start skating on him.
Conquest really got those combos.
Start using my chest as a surfboard, but Conquest sent Mark flying into this bus. Conquest over here talking crazy mess to Mark, getting ready to end his life, but Oliver pulls up, puts both of his feet in this nigga mouth, drop kicking his ass away. Mark gets up and he's over here telling Oliver he got to go, but Conquest is like,
how many hits
bro, look at you, you was cooked, stay down, pulls up on bro, and hits him with the nastiest backhand I done ever seen, and punches the mess out of Oliver. Had that nigga Oliver throwing up every single one.
I honestly think, I think the backhand must be one of the most, probably the most disrespectful hits any enemy can do to you. But that's just my opinion. Put down below what you think the most disrespectful types of attacks are.
Baby teeth. As Conquest grabbed Oliver by the head and started stretching his ass out.
Was treacherous.
But Mark gets up and he helps little bro out, tackles Conquest, and bro's like, whoa, you're faster than I thought. Grabbed Marcus by the head and punched the hell out of cuz. Make this mean ass shockwave. But
really
Mark
giving
that and tackled bro into a building as Cecil pulls up, taking Oliver's defeated, beat up ass body to the GDA. We go back to the Mark and Conquest whoops, and what happened? This nigga Mark just wound up in the ocean, getting skipped across that bitch. Conquest then grabs Mark by the back of the head and he's rushing towards this beach full of people. And oh nah, I'm getting season 1 train PTSD. And I was right to think so. He uses this nigga Mark's body to run roughshod through this beach and city. For what? Niggas was just enjoying their day until they got a body rammed at them at the speed of sound.
Imagine this is your last moments of your life.
And he punched the piss out of bro, just for Conquest's body to run into an Adam Eve shield. Conquest goes after Eve one more time, but Mark tackles bro in the back. So Conquest headbutt Mark off of him and then karate popped this nigga leg so hard the bone came off. Mark's ass had to call a timeout. Now Eve steps up, puts a ball around Conquest, and he just clapped that bitch away. So Eve really up, puts that damn armor around her as Conquest just rushes at her and she stops him in his tracks by increasing increasing the density in the air. While this nigga completely exposed, Eve pulls out a mallet and binks the hell out of bro. She hits bro with a mallet 2 more times, but that 3rd time, Conquest catches it. Conquest then breaks that mallet and he's like, nigga, I hear you breathing hard. You've been in this fight for 2 seconds. You already out of breath. As he starts trying to pull up on Eve, and she puts up shield after shield after shield, and he's breaking through them hoes. After he breaks the last one, from all the debris of Eve's power, she forms a ball around this nigga's head and crushes bro with 2 spiked balls. She was not done though. Throws 2 arrows at bro, knocking him back, and then she squeezes his ass with 2 big ass squares. Eve is having her TN versus Cell moment right now. I'm not even gonna hold you. She then threw the 2 spike balls at Conquest. He weaved. She then hit this nigga with a square and a spike ball. He dodges the 2nd spike ball and starts surfing on that square she just threw, just to narrowly escape getting squished again. Another spike ball was on his ass. He couldn't dodge it, so he tried to punch it, and when he punched it, Eve turned that bitch into water just to throw this last big ass arrow at bro. But this time Conquest just caught that bitch. As Conquest pulls up on Eve, and he starts like, breaking armor piece after armor piece until her ass is completely exposed. He then punches the piss out of Eve and pierces her right through the gut. Mark sees his shorty just got shish kebabbed. I mean, god damn,
really
got turned
gave
into a
her
donut, got fucking
treatment.
Ike Turner. Like, this nigga Conquest is going crazy. Mark trying to make sure Eve not dead, over here crying his eyes out. And pause, let's just take a second out of this, man. This nigga Steven Ewan voice acting his ass off. And then this nigga Conquest starts monologuing to Mark while his bitch is on the deathbed. Told that nigga Mark, thank you. He does not get to have this much fun often. There's so many mission parameters he has to go through. Don't destroy this, don't destroy that. But when he got the herb, they was like, hey man, just take the bitch over. They ain't tell him nothing else other than that. But Mark shuts that nigga up. He says, I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how fast you are. I can see the future. You don't live to see tomorrow. And just like that, round 3 starts. So these boys fly at each other top speed and they clash, and oh nah. Mark's entire arm fell off the bone like a turkey leg, while on the bright side he broke that nigga Conquest metal arm. Conquest like, damn, now we're getting somewhere, but Mark don't even let him finish the thought. He has this mean ass punch off on bro and gets this 2-piece, just to whip another 2-piece, and then Conquest grips the nigga up with a bear hug. And then he's like, I don't know what the fuck you thought was happening, young blood. Getting mad does not make you stronger. And Mark just takes a bite out of this nigga's shoulder. I mean, that nigga took a meaty chunk off of bro. Conquest and Mark just start fighting like these boys is in Dragon Ball Z, as we see Samantha Eve Wilkins, the GOAT herself, restructures her entire body, fixing everything. Marcus then drops Conquest onto the ground and just starts pummeling this nigga into the damn dirt. Mark turns around and sees that this bitch is indeed not dead. But Conquest yokes this nigga up, slams him on his knee, and then on the ground, told that nigga to pay attention. Like, damn, nigga, I can't be a little excited. My bitch is not dead. Like, you need to relax, grandpa. And then we get this other Conquest monologue. This shit was not in the comics. I wish I could play the whole entire thing, but Amazon would break into my house and forcefully remove my kneecaps from my legs. But if y'all watching this video, I'm pretty sure you've seen the episode by now, because Brother Man talked about how he was lonely. Talk about how none of the Viltrumites want to be his friends because they're scared of him. He gets sent on missions from planet to planet, doing his job better and better. And as he gets better at his job, the other Viltrumites fear this nigga more and more. And then he drops probably the hardest line a villain could ever say. This nigga says, I am a victim of my own success. And then he's like, Conquest, I don't even get a real name. Everything about this nigga is aura from the mud.
Suffering from success. It's true though. Quite a lot of anime and other shows really touch on the idea of being number one is a very lonely place. Whereas it's kind of like you have your Saitamas and Boros from One Punch Man. Then you have Gojo and Sukuna in JJK. Some other characters. Kaido, similar story there. He's the strongest uncontested. It's like, it's not an uncommon theme. And I guess Conquest really adds to the list. But can you imagine being Mark in this situation? Bro's been blowing you kisses from in space, saying how excited he is, saying how he wants to flex his muscles, saying he's lonely, that he wants a friend, while he's like manhandling on top of him. Like, that really paints a picture, but what picture does that tell? I don't know. You guys tell me.
Was like top 5 old niggas all time. The whole time Conquest was giving that monologue to Mark, this nigga Marcus was staring daggers into Conquest. He was not breaking eye contact. Conquest then tells Mark sometimes he feels so lonely he could cry, but nobody in the universe would care. I'm not gonna lie, this some real nigga shit. Sometimes you just gotta let it out, gang. He then tells Mark to take this shit to his grave, as Conquest starts putting that pressure on Mark, choking the life out of dog. But Eve in the background still charging stuff up. As Conquest turns around, it gets mowed down. I mean, burns the hell out of this nigga. Mark over here trying to console his naked ass girlfriend, and then Conquest undying ass stands up once again. Conquest says, this time I'll make sure she's dead. Angry Mark rushes at bro, pops the mess out of bro in the mouth. Then he hits him with another one, dropping him on the ground as he goes back to pound town on this nigga. Pause. Conquest catches Mark's hand, says, I got enough fight left for you, little nigga. Breaks that nigga hand like a damn Kit Kat. And Mark's crazy ass says, not nearly enough, and starts headbutting D. Pissed out of this nigga Conquest. He over here headbutting this nigga so hard, I got a damn headache. And after like 5 headbutts, he asked this nigga, is this enough? And Conquest like, you know, I take the good with the bad. And Mark proceeds to force feed his head into this nigga's mouth over and over and over again, until Mark rearranged Conquest's face to look like when Bubble Bass sat on Squidward. I mean, god damn, that nigga is chopped. But Mark goes over to Eve. All the superheroes pull up, and I mean, like, nigga, y'all pulled up too damn late. Like, the nigga dead already. I won. I beat his ass. I don't need any more help. They saw the nigga get this shit rocked. They was like, ooh, I don't know if I could do that one game. If you doing Mark like that, what are you gonna do to me? And I know duplicate.
It'd be that same situation where it's like handing it a group project. Everyone else signs in the name of who did it, and there's only 2-3 guys who actually did anything. That's what it's really feeling like. Like, in terms of damage, Oliver a couple 2-3 hits in. Adam Eve did some critical damage. Mark holding it down as a tank and also getting his hits in and also finishing the job. And these guys have the audacity to pull up after the fight is done. Shameful. But Eve, Mark, and Oliver.
Immortal just retired, but like, come on, bro. Y'all saw this shit going down. I was like, that's crazy. But anywho, to be fair, they wouldn't have been any help at all because they are fucking bums. But it's the thought that counts. Mark deals up. He's over here with Oliver, and he's like, Oliver, your little ass was right. But if any nigga mess with my family, they are done for. They have a funeral for Rex. Mark sees Conquest's body. He tells Cecil to burn that shit. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm petty as hell. Do you know how many niggas in my first season 3 Invincible video was saying, but guys, Cecil was in the right? Nah, that nigga Cecil was never in the right because he decides to keep Conquest's body, revive this nigga, so he can then torture him and then get more secrets on the Viltrum Empire. We had niggas defending Cecil, by the way. Nah, I'm gonna need y'all to hold his hell. This nigga Cecil always been a bum. Like, this nigga got King Von Quest locked up thinking that he's not gonna break out. Is he stupid? But my nigga Mark gets some victory back shots, and yeah, man, that's the end of season 3. I'm just letting you guys know, it's only up from here. Invincible is that gas. But that's the end of the video, man. Moral of the story is, don't fight a nigga that's just this.
Niggas think I'm fighting to save the day. But really, nigga, I just like to fight. I don't care about none of that shit. Please, just let me go. Hell out of good. Nightmare to them ops, ho.
You will not have a good time. But with that being said, if you liked, like, comment, subscribe, do the good stuff, and yeah, I'm out of here. Bye.
Yeah. This is the one point I'll have to say this entire season where I can't back Cecil. That I'm putting the chip in Mark's head. That was a little bit OD. But keeping him alive is madness, because you see what happened with our other hero, our other villain from the season, Angstrom. It's like some of these guys are just too risky to keep alive. Like, really and truly, can you really contain a guy like Conquest? What if somebody else comes? Like, what if he has some kind of like low-key like healing technique? I don't know. You never know. What is the risk? What is the risk to the potential gain? And right now, these two aren't adding up. Like, it would have made more sense for him to use the body, to use one of his like those like clone soldiers or whatever they are. But like, keep him alive to ask some questions, like, bro. Nah, I don't think it's worth it. But we'll have to see what the outcome, the consequences of the actions are. Because as every action has a reaction, every cause has an effect. We'll see if this meets expectations. But it was a great video. It probably is the last video I do for Invincible. But I hope you've enjoyed this saga of Invincible. Let me know what kind of series you want me to tackle. But it has been a blast. Until next time, ciao.